All right, guys. How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Let's continue on looking at Bitcoin. And yesterday we looked at several different charts. We looked at the cumulative value, days destroyed, and we looked at a few others, the NUPL, the STH, net unrealized profit and gains. Today I just want to focus on Bitcoin, okay? Just a regular Bitcoin price action chart with, not even with the volume weighted average price, but with the two moving averages, with the two simple moving averages, the 200 SMA and the 400 SMA. Now the 400 is the orange, and the 200 is obviously the blue. And so we see these areas here, this pocket between the 200 and the 400 has been a pretty doggone reliable area, a barrier, so to speak, where we've seen, at least since the beginning of this bull run, back where the 200 and the 400 crossed over here, where I circled, I put life, whereas this was the death cross, this is the life here. We've gone under, we've entered this pocket 3 times, and each time it's bounced off the 400. And so I want to just keep this video short and sweet, and just talk about the essentials here. Here we have these double bottoms that pass through the 200, bounces off the 400, and it comes back up, and these constituted the bottoms of these cycles. These well, we'll call them micro bottoms. For like this whole thing, this is the macro bottom here. So these would be like the micros on the way up on this gigantic Elliott wave, I guess you can call it, that's made up this bull run since this thing took off back in March of 23, really. And so here we are now, where we currently sit, and we, as you can see, we're right at the 200, kind of like here. And we have with the VSA, we've had 5 days of well, 4, I guess, I can't really see because of the glare. 3 days of supply predominance, and the narrative right now is, let's see, the same dude who, no thanks, the same guy who shorted the right before the crash on the 10th, the same whale that shorted, that I guess knew that what was going to transpire as far as the whole tariff situation or whatever it was that was a catalyst for the dump. The very same crypto whale has now opened another short, an even larger short, $192 million. He's made 192 million profit. He scored 192 million profit. Now he opened up 163 million short. Now this is today's October 16th, 2025. So you got to wonder if this guy knows what he's doing, if he's got some inside information, or he's just going off, the price action. Who knows with these whales? I mean, the crypto market is so dirty. It's so manipulated. I don't have to expand on that. Anyone with half a brain can recognize that by now. So all I know is that the short is there. Now it could be one of those smoke walls where to induce others to short, and then right at the last minute it's a wash trade or whatever, and that disappears, and suddenly it's a long. That same whale goes long. So it could be a total fake out like that. I'm not saying that it's definitely going to short. It's going to be a profitable short for everyone, like it was on the 10. Touching the 200 historically, Bitcoin has not been averse to going beneath the 200 moving average, especially as we reach up into these upper levels here. Now I don't think that we're near the top, but the macro top, where we get something like this death crossover, where we're going to actually go beneath the where the the 400 will cross over atop the 200. I mean, it could, but I think that's we're going to go through another micro cycle before that happens, and go off the fib extension from this ostensible top here, which, remember, we did the 1618 golden pocket. It brought us up to about 100 and 140,000 or something like that. Let's just do it real quick. Well, we don't know how deep this is going to go if this is a UTAD, but we can kind of measure it from where it stands now, and yeah, the 1618 is 136 G's. So, but it could go higher depending if this thing dumps. See, now we can call this the buying climax, up thrust, and then if this goes down beneath the trading range here, trading range support line here at around 111, we've already gone beneath 111, then this could effectively be determined to be a UTAD, an up thrust after distribution. That's this area here, that this last up thrust. And so that's if we come down, kind of like what we did here this last distribution. Remember, we analyzed this earlier this year, and I got it wrong. You know, I thought we were going to go down deeper than we did, but I wasn't using the 400. I wasn't going off the 400. I was going off a fractal that's now been defunct, and so we're going to be going off the moving averages from here on out, at least until after this bull cycle consummates and macro distributes. So we haven't seen that yet. I don't really believe that this is the macro. This is the end. This is the buying climax. This 124,000. I don't think it is. I think we've got more to go, but not before a sell-off, and in effect creating another one of these pocket accumulation areas. Now the pocket is between the 200 and the 400 simple moving averages. This area here, I think we could reach down in here, perhaps touch the 400. Currently, the 400 is at 96,000. I've heard some traders are calling for 74,000. That would go back down into this area and mitigate these lows from this previous selling climax that we had back in April, right? And so that would come down here and mitigate that, but it would really have to fall beneath the 400 in order to do that. And I think if that were to happen, we would actually have a crossover at that point. That would just be too steep, and we would have a crossover, and effectively we would be in a macro bear market at that point. Not saying it can't happen. As you well know, I've been wrong in the past, but just going off these metrics and what we just looked at with the whale guy here, if this is in fact accurate, and just going off the price action also, we have expansion here, as you can see on this top. First of all, it is looking like a Wyckoff distribution up here. Usually with distributions, you have spread that's increasing. These waves get more and more volatile, whereas with accumulation, they get more and more constricted as market makers accumulate or absorb supply at very low levels. Here we know we're already in overbought area, and so to see this expanding spread and a broadening, as it were, triangle, usually constitutes further sell-off. Kind of like here that we saw with the diamond. Remember this diamond distribution that we saw. But like a sell-off, just because it's a sell-off, it doesn't mean that it's Armageddon, crypto Armageddon. We could again fall into this pocket again and create another accumulation, pocket accumulation, and then shoot up for that. Perhaps by that point it would be the final markup, up to the what we looked at, 136, up past perhaps even the 1618 Fibonacci extension. All of these things are certainly possible. We're going to continue to look at this, but just be very careful at these levels. So far, this has proved to be a good, solid creek. Since this crossover here back in May of 23, we've had a solid creek, except for these two areas here where we've gone under. And but again, you know, creeks turn into ice when we fall through. We fall through the ice, and then it looks to get back up in here, and then we have a resistance for at least one or two bounces off the ice, kind of like what we saw in this one and in this one, and to a certain extent in this first one here after this crossover. This transpired back in September of 23. So we're going to continue to look at it. I just wanted to get kind of like a macro perspective for this video, and that's about all I got. All right, guys. If you got anything out of this video, like, subscribe. We're going to get a lot more as we look and see what's going to happen with this expanding triangle. And so on the next video, I should have more just kind of micro forensic sort of analysis. We'll look at the GAN and a few more, the GAN high-low activator and some more VWAP. But this is this is a crucial area right here on this microtrend support line, this expanding wedge atop a creek that is, I believe, slowly starting to freeze over. It's looking like, and if that becomes the ice, then we're going to go beneath it, and we could see some consolidation or some blood basically happening in this pocket all the way down to the 400, like we saw here, and it may even go through the 400. But at that point, we'll see if it's going to sustain and continue down and begin the bear market proper, or it's going to be, we're just going to have a little bit of overthrow and it's going to come right back up into the pocket and come back, shoot up, mark up with a vengeance. All that remains to be seen. All right, guys, God bless you. It's gone on long enough. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Like, subscribe. And this isn't financial advice, but you've already known that. You've known that for some time, right? Haven't you? All right. God bless. Bye-bye.